Today we're going to be learning how to make Oreo soap, and it is going to be really fun and very yummy, even though you can't eat it, but I get to eat the Oreos, so. Okay, so soap is a cleansing agent made from a chemical reaction of fats and oils with an alkali to make the solid bar of soap. Soap was first discovered in 2800 BC, named after Mount Sapo in Rome, so you can kind of see where it got its name. Soap was used to wash wool in the textile industry. It was also used to cure skin sores and disease, and to dye hair, and was used as a salve or skin ointment in olden days. So, how does soap even work? Well, soap removes dirt and grease from the skin by using surface active ingredients which bind to the dirt or grease, and then with the hydrophilic and hydrophobic ends, it pulls it off and removes the dirt and grease. And so that is why soap keeps you clean, which a lot of you should be using soap. Alright, so in order to make Oreo soap, you're going to need some glycerin soap. So you can find, this is what I have, like this. So this is olive oil glycerin soap. You can get glycerin or glycerin soap at like craft stores. I got this at Joann Fabrics because they didn't have it at Michael's. So the more you know. Different oils or things in the soap do different things. I got the olive oil because it makes it clear. I got the olive oil because it makes it clear, and also different oils also can do different stuff for your skin. So I wanted something with olive oil so it would make my hands soft and not dry them out as much. So they come in the soap comes in like little cubes like this, and you cut them in order for how much soap you're making, and that's what we'll be doing later. You're also going to need some type of mold to mold. So what I'm going to be doing is rolling this out and making a little rolling it out but not too flat, and sticking an Oreo in it so I can get the Oreo to mold a mold in here so I can pour in the soap and it will form like an Oreo. So with that said, you're also going to need Oreos, and I got the brownie batter because I thought that would be yummy to eat, different from the normal kind, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to be imitating Oreos, not making soap out of the Oreos, sadly. Another thing you can also get is this is oil for soap that makes it smell good. So this is this is wild berry smell oil, and you can pretty much get any kind. I saw some like fresh linen and vanilla, or maybe you don't like berries and you like vegetables, there's that kind of smell for you. I also have dyes. These are not the right color dyes for what I'm making now because I'm going to need white and black dye, and these are soap dyes, but you can also use food coloring, which is cheaper and just easier. So you're going to need black food coloring or dye, and also white, or instead of getting olive oil, which is clear soap glycerin, you can get one of the, I don't know exactly what kind, I think shea butter glycerin, which makes it white so it's not clear. For example, this is olive oil, so it's clear so you can see through and see the black that I put in here. So that's why you would want the olive oil that's not clear. For shea butter, which you're gonna want unless you want to dye it, it makes it white, so like a normal Oreo which has a white inside, that's what you'll use it for because we're making an Oreo. So let's get to making. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your putty or whatever you chose to model and get it and start rolling it out, but not too flat. And you're going to take your Oreo and you want to press it on the mold so you can get the shape of the Oreo and kind of curve it over the side so it's the height of the Oreo. And my Oreo broke, which that's not much of a problem unless you want it to be perfect. So it left little cracks in there, but that's alright. So then next thing you want to do is do the same thing over again making sure it's not rolled out too flat and it's kind of high up, and then curve over the Oreo and put it in. And this time I was more careful on pressing it down and pulling it out to make sure it didn't break. And you can see some of the Oreo residue over the mold, and that doesn't really matter at all. It will come off a little bit in the soap, but it doesn't affect it at all. So then next thing you do is you take whatever you have for your soap, and you want to cut out 2 squares out of your soap. And I have the olive oil soap. I should have gotten the shea butter soap, but instead I fixed that by adding shea butter to it. So you want to microwave it for 30 seconds, 10-second intervals if you need more, and it's going to come out in a liquid. The next thing I did was add the shea butter so I could give it more of a cream white color so it wouldn't be clear. So I took a spoonful of it and mixed it in. It was kind of chunky, but after mixing for a while it came all through and dissolved. I added a little bit more because it wasn't quite white enough. It was more clear still, so I just added some more and mixed it till it dissolved. And then next, I didn't have black food coloring, so I had to use 2 drops of red, 2 drops of blue, 2 drops of green, mixing it, which makes more of a dark gray color, but that's all I could find. I could not find any black food coloring. If you want, you could use a black frosting. That is allowed, but not too much because it is soap. Then I added some fragrance into it because the soap itself kind of smells funky, so I thought maybe I could add some smell, which kind of makes a funky smell for an Oreo since it's an Oreo and it smells like berry, but I just want it to smell good. So then I poured the soap into the molds and made sure it stayed to the top so it was the right shape of the Oreo. Next thing I'm going to do is make another mold, but this time for the middle frosting. So I found the top of something that was about the same size as the icing in the middle, and I molded around, curved the edges up so it would have a place to stop pouring. So I mix 1 cube of glycerin soap and a lot of shea butter to make a cream color for the middle. I microwave it for 30 seconds and then pour it in. Alright, so next I put them in the microwave so they'll cool faster. It took about 45 minutes. I carefully peel them out of the mold, making careful not to break them. And they're a little bit lighter than I would have hoped for, or it was really dark. But this is pretty good considering I did not have black food coloring, so next time I'll make sure to use that. And so I have them done and they're perfect. Now the middle part did not turn out well. It had too much shea butter in it, so it didn't ever harden. So what I did was add 1 more cube of the soap to it and had to make a new mold for it. And I found another household object to mold around. Now I just pour the soap in there and then I put it in the fridge for about 30 more minutes.
so I finally have the middle part chilled, so I carefully take it out of the mold, and then I get some of the leftover of the white middle part soap and put it on the Oreo cookies so that it will hold together, and place them together, and there's our finished Oreo. It does not look exactly like the Oreo color-wise, but it's pretty good.